अच्छा, let's see. Right? So now today we have to learn Mughals, no? Correct, na? Any doubt from previous lesson? Understood, na? Yes, if any problems, Manasvi. Manasvi, am I audible? This one is also not this. What to do? Any it to be told or how? इधर लिया है पर उसको सुनाई नहीं दे रहा।
मनस्वी मनस्वी
हा
आवाज
बोला.
आला
येतोय आवाज येतोय तुमचा.
नाही मनस्वीला
मनस्वीला काहीच ऐकायला येत नाही.
मग तिला कॉल करता का?
कॉल करा. करते मी. तुम्ही करा सुरुवात करा.
हाँ मैंने शुरू किया. See, have you heard about the Mughals? What you have heard? Anything? About that, you. Then, any other thing? You? Mughals did not rule. Nader Shah and Ahmad Shah died. They looted. Mughals, no. This Taj Mahal who built? Mughals, Shah Jahan. Then another Red Fort who built? But also Mughals. So these are architectural wonders. Manasvi?
Yes, ma'am.
But I wanted to know that whether I'm audible to you.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
मनस्वी व्हिडिओ ऑन करा.
Okay, so how they came or when they came, how they established their empire, what are their contribution, all these things we will study through this. Okay. See, in the previous lesson, we have learned about the Sultanate dynasty. Huh? Which all dynasties we have learned? Slave dynasty. Then Khilji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayur dynasty and Lodi dynasty. Okay. So when Lodhis were ruling over India, there were weaker kings, and the extended empire was reduced to smaller in size because all those kingdoms broke up and they were ruling their own small territories. Okay, so it was easy for somebody to come and conquer and occupy things. That was the situation when Mughals invaded India. What was the condition? Delhi was ruled by Ibrahim Lodi. He was considered as the last Lodi king. Okay, he was ruling Delhi. Okay. But at that time, Punjab became an independent territory, and it was governed by. That is, it was governors were there. So it was governed by Daulat Khan. This Daulat Khan Lodi thought that, okay, ये Ibrahim Lodi को हटाने का. So I will become the ruler. He thought like that. So he invited one of the Mongol conqueror, Babur. So who was the Mongol conqueror? Babur. So he invited him. Daulat Khan Lodi invited Babur, you come and had fight with that is to have fight with who? Ibrahim Lodi. Babur was very happy because Babur heard about that rich land of India, the fertile land and all the richness of India. So after hearing, immediately he came to India with his forces. And in 1526, at the battlefield of Panipat, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi. That is considered as the first battle of Panipat. Now Daulat Khan thought that, okay, after defeating, he will return back and I can become the ruler. That did not happen. Babur stayed back in India and tried to conquer more places. And that way, he established a small kingdom in India, Mughal kingdom in India. So Delhi already conquered, Agra conquered, then Punjab. So then he started invading further places, but he could not complete. So he died in 1530. He could live only 4 years. That is how Babur's that period ended. And afterwards, there were some famous or great rulers in India. Okay, this is how the Mughals came to India. Now we are going to see how we come to know about the Mughals. That is, what are the sources of information. You got the background? How Mughal Empire was established in India? Now, what are the sources of information? How we come to know about this people or the rule in India? The first source of information is literary sources. Literary sources, if you are taking, there is a book named Aini Akbari. What was the name of the book? Aini Akbari. It was written by Abul Faisal. Abul Faisal wrote Aini Akbari. This is the main literary source about Mughal period. This book consists of 5 books, or this Aini Akbari consists of 5 separate. The first book deals with, can you read what is the first book?
Deals with imperial household.
The first book deals with the imperial household, about that palace and its life. That is what the first book. Now, second book. About the servants of the emperor. Military and civil services. Okay. What deals with the third book deals with the
Imperial administration. It consists of regulation for the judicial and executive department and the division of the fire.
imperial administration, including that executive,
Judicial department and the division of the fire.
okay. So all these administrative matters are dealt in the third book. Now fourth book, you tell.
I think that the way now that to do the law, time to shoot customs and
So Hindu philosophy, science, social customs and literature. And what the fifth book deals with?
The wild saying of Akbar. This also contains an account of the ancestry and biography of Akbar.
Who was the author of this book? It's Abul Faisal. So about him, his biography is included in the fifth. Got it? So we get information about the Mughal period from Aini Akbari. It was written by Abul Faisal. He was a court person. That means 9 jewels were there, or 9 important persons were there. And out of that, one was Abul Faisal. And he wrote that book named Aini Akbari. Manasvi, am I audible? Manasvi. Okay. Now it is divided into 5 parts or 5 books. The first book deals with the imperial household. Second, about the servants of the emperor, military and civil services. And the third book, administration, include executive and judicial matters. Then fourth book deals with the what is the Hindu philosophy, social customs and practices and science. Okay. Fifth book deals with the wise sayings of Akbar and the biography of the author. Got it very clear? Now let us see what are the other sources. Other sources are archaeological sources. Archaeological sources are the sources that is buildings, other monuments, etc. That is, monuments are the archaeological sources. In that, we are having two important buildings to study. One is Taj Mahal and the other is Red Fort. So let us see Taj Mahal. Who built the Taj Mahal? Shah Jahan. In memory of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. So it is among one of the 7 wonders of the world. The beauty of this construction, because of that, it is included in the 7 wonders of the world, and it is included as the heritage buildings under UNESCO. Okay, so now let us see what are the features of this Taj Mahal. It was built at Agra. Where it is built? Agra, on the banks of river Yamuna. And it is having a mausoleum. You just check it out, that spelling, M-O-U or M-A. Only, no? Textbook you are having?
Yes.
Textbook you just show me. You are also having same day. Same. Same school. All 3 are in same school. Then I have to see the source. Akbarnama is also included in the literary sources. Okay. We have studied only about the Aini Akbari, and another literary source is Akbarnama. Okay. Akbarnama is also written by same person, Abul Faiz. Akbarnama is Persian. It is written in Persian. It gives about the life and work of Akbar. Okay. Akbarnama is divided into 3 books. So we have seen Aini Akbari is divided into 5 books. Akbarnama is divided into 3 books. Then it contains, the first 2 are chronicles. What is chronicles? Chronicles is that daily events of the life of that kings. Day-to-day affairs. That is what a chronicle. Okay? Chronicle is the day-to-day affairs of the kings. Whatever that king did, that is a conquest, if it is the or all those daily events are written. It is not the body. That is why I took the book and I read it. Okay. It should not be missed. Then the second, the first book dealt with Akbar's ancestors, and the second book recorded the events of Akbar's reign. The third book is the Aini. Akbarnama and Aini. So Akbarnama is the main one, and then three parts are there. The first two books tells about Akbar's ancestors and his life. And third book is Aini Akbari. Aini Akbari is divided into 5 parts. Those other books, no, only about Aini Akbari is mentioned. About Aini Akbari, we have studied imperial household and its maintenance. Then another military and civil service is written in the second book. Third book, it is devoted to the revenue administration and all. Fourth book describes about the Hindu philosophy, science, social customs and all. And the fifth book contains words of wisdom by Akbar. So that is all we have seen. Now, archaeological sources, when we study about it, the Taj Mahal is. Taj Mahal is constructed on the banks of river Yamuna at Agra. So, Mumtaz Mahal, who died during childbirth, that is, it is believed that fourth child, that childbirth time, she died. Okay. It is a mausoleum, both Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan. History has it that it took 22 years to complete the monument. What are the architectural features? Mausoleum, what is the spelling? Amazing. Spelling is correct. Okay. That is why I take. So, on what material this Taj Mahal is? White marble. Then, this also used red sandstone, pure white marble. The main structure is constructed on a high platform. So, it is constructed on a platform. That means we know that Yamuna river is there on the banks of Yamuna. So, there are possibility that water can rise up. So, in order to avoid the flooding and the damaging of this, so that is why raised platform, this construction is done. The another thing is that on each of the four corners of this platform, there is a minaret. What is minaret? That is, it is a tower like. Okay. On pillars, that is four sides, then pillars, and the top, there is a tower like. Actually, it is meant for calling the people for prayer. Hence, it is you might have heard about that it's there is a call for prayer. Noon time or any time that is there is a call. That call for the prayer is done from that minaret. That is why it is placed the highest. Got it? Then four sided on all four corners of the platform it is pillared. The central door rises to a height of 56.1 meter. The interior has an octagonal chamber. What is octagonal? 8 sides. Octa means 8. The marble dome in the center looks like an inverted lotus. So the central part, it look like inverted lotus. And the design used is called a pietra dura. You one by one you just read each sentence. You read first one. That is this one, the marble dome in the center onwards.
Point number
7.
the marble dome in the center look like an inverted lotus. The grave is in watch chamber under the ground.
So grave means the body of that Mumtaz Mahal as well as Shah Jahan. is kept in the lower chamber, down, underground type. That is what the grave is kept. Next one, you read it.
The entire structure of the Taj Mahal is made of marble and the walls are decorated with floral designs made of semi-precious.
So that the walls are decorated with the floral designs, the design of flower. And that is also with the semi-precious stones. We know that gems are there. So that type of stones are that stuck to that flower. Flowers. That is inside that in the middle of that flowers. This kind of gems are stuck.
The method of decoration is called
Pietra.
Pietra.
So this can be asked for one mark question also. You can get the question like that. The picture is given. Identify the monument. Where is it situated? Who built it? And what are the features? Like that. So what is the main design called? Pietra dura.
The Taj Mahal brought together all the architectural reforms developed by the Mughals like massive works of marble, in tables and
Kiosk are the chhatris. That is on the top. What one structure is there. Okay. So that this way, one structure is there. You can get in 10th standard geography first lesson is top of chhatris are there. So this is what the design of the chhatris. Okay, that you will study when you are in 10th. So what is that? What are the design architectural forms included in that Taj Mahal? One is that massive dome of marble, then pietra dura inlay work, and the tapers called chhatris. Okay. You.
The Taj Mahal was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 and was declared as one of the 7 wonders of the world in 2000.
So UNESCO's World Heritage Site in 1983 and one of the 7 wonders of the world in 2007. One point we missed. Who designed it? Who designed it? The mausoleum was designed by Ustad Isha Khan. That is 4th land, I think. Who designed it? Okay, so that you have to remember who designed it. The construction, that means who may constructed it? Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan gave that work to Ustad Isha Khan for designing and development. So Ustad Isha Khan. Understood that one? Taj Mahal?
Yes.
Any doubt is there? Now the next one is Jama Masjid.
was built by Shah Jahan and is the biggest. It's got a capacity for 48,000 people at a time.
Jama Masjid was built by Shah Jahan. See, we have learned Babur who conquered and established Mughal Empire. After Babur, Humayun was. Humayun also lived for a very short period because many attacks were there. He had to leave the country to Persia, and then when he returned back, afterwards very few months only he could be here. Okay. Now his son, Humayun's son, is Akbar. Akbar lived for a long time, or Akbar ruled the country for a long time. And after Akbar, Jahangir was there. Akbar's son Jahangir. Jahangir's son only Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan's son Aurangzeb. This is what the lineage. Okay, I tell you, Babur, Humayun. Most of the famous constructions were done during the time of Shah Jahan. So it is believed that it was the golden age of architecture. All important buildings were constructed during the time of Shah Jahan. Okay. Now what you have read that it was the biggest mosque in India. Its courtyard has capacity to accommodate thousands of people at a time. That in India, mosques are there, but the biggest mosque is Jama Masjid in which place? Delhi. Next.
It is built on a basement ridge with majestic flights of steps leading to the imposing gateway on the sides of the factory yard. It has 3 gateways, 4 towers, and 240-meter high minarets constructed of red sandstone and white marble.
What was the material used? Red sandstone and white marble. And it was built on a lofty basement. So basement is high. On that, this Jama Masjid is. Then another, the flights of steps are leading to the gateways on 3 sides. And 3 gateways are there. 3 gateways, different number of flights of steps are there. Okay. And another thing, 3 gateways, 4 towers, and 2 40-meter high minarets. Okay. So what is the material? Red sandstone and white marble. And it is a mighty structure. It is built on lofty basement with flights of steps leading to that gateways. And the 3 gateways are there, 4 towers are there, 2 40-meter minarets. Next is the
The northern gate has footprint steps, the eastern gate is 35 steps, and the southern gate is 30.
so it is not same. The northern gate is having 39 steps, eastern gate 35 steps, and southern gate 33 steps.
The base of its steps is clear all consists of 11 arches, of which the central arch is rises far above the roof level.
So spacious prayer hall. You have so much space, courtyard, thousands of people can be accommodated. So that spacious prayer hall consists of how many arches? 11 arches, and the central arch rises above the roof level. You got that feature of Jama Masjid? Now, red food.
Before Shah Jahan, after he decided to create his capital.
Earlier, the capital of Shah Jahan was Shahjahanabad. And from there, he shifted the capital to Delhi. If you take that Delhi, the present day Delhi is the 7th city. Means 7 times modifications are. And the present day Delhi is called New Delhi. Understood? So there is old Delhi, little that distance okay. But he was not having the capital at Delhi earlier. So when he shifted his capital to Delhi, the first thing he did was building a fort. We know that the forts are used for protection purpose. The kings prepared that or construct that fort to prevent the invasions from us. But this particular red fort is not that fort-like because it is having so many other things. What is that? Inside it, even that the masjid is there, then Divaniyam, Divani Khas, that is where king used to meet the public as well as the private audience. And so many different constructions are within the fort. So it was not doing that service of a fort which is used for preventing attack from us. Got it? Next to who?
The red fort Delhi. It was built by Shah Jahan after he decided to shift his capital to Delhi.
That's already read. Next.
Construction started in 1639 and was completed in 1648. The area on the banks of limestone and marble was used in its construction.
So what were the materials used in the construction? Redstone and what is the measurement?
Measures 930 meters by 495 meters. Have massive walls. There are gateways.
The western gateway is known as the Lahore Gate. This gate was used for the emperor's courts.
Two gateways are there. One on the western side is Lahore Gate. It is believed that Pakistan was separated. So to look towards that, earlier it was part of India. So in order to look towards that side, that entry of the king for all ceremonial purposes. Understood? So for any purpose meeting, the private audience or any function. So that time king used to enter through that Lahore gate, western side.
Among the many impressive buildings in the complex are Divan-i and Divan-i Khas.
Diwani Am and Diwani Khas are the two important impressive buildings. Diwani Am, that is a place where king used to meet public audience. And Diwani Khas is meant to meet private audience. That is the princes or other visitors or guests are met in the place called Diwani Khas. Diwani are public audience, that is the people, general public.
So the one was the largest oriented hall where the people was placed.
Earlier, peacock throne was placed in this Diwani Khas because it was meant for private audience. Only that if guests are coming. So during that time, king used to sit on that peacock throne. That is why peacock throne was placed in this.
The hall was used by the emperor to give audience to the princes of the royal family and other important
Dignitaries.
Later, when the was within the red, it is made of pure marble. The red fort is an important historical monument.
So Aurangzeb's time, he built a simple mosque inside the red fort. I told you that a fort is normally meant for protecting or protection purpose it is built. This red fort is not like a fort. It is having so many halls. The hall for meeting public audience or private audience. Then one mosque is also built inside. So many features are there inside. That is why it is not like other forts. Then another, it is historical monument. And what is the historical importance of it? The historical.
Many historical events are connected with this book of fragments of India through the national platforms that parts of independence day occurs in every year.
So the flag hoisting and the addressing the nation by the prime minister is done from the. So that is why it is very important or historically important. This is. Now you got an idea about the architectural sources. Which are the architectural sources?
Taj
Taj Mahal,
Mahal,
Red Fort and Jammu Masjid. All the features you understood, no? Now that about the Babur I have already explained. Now you read second.
Babur, whose full name was Sahib Din Mohammad Babur, was a resident
Descendant of Tiru. So descendant means from that Mongols, sorry, Turks, he was descended. That means father's side or mother's side, that he was a descendant from Telugu. Okay.
At Kalu, the car was not partly for the having established self at Kalu. Father Kurd is also born in India.
So he established his small kingdom in Kabul. But he was always having an eye on India because India was a prosperous country.
At Kabul, he carved out a small secret.
That is what he read.
Donald Khan Lodi, the governor of Punjab, invited Kabul
You want is
Imran. Ran away from the fort.
I have told you the governor of Punjab, Dawlat Khan Lodi, invited Babur to defeat Ibrahim Lodi.
In the first battle of Panipat 1526, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi and occupied Delhi and Agra.
So when was the first battle? This all you have to underline and clear. 1526, first battle of Panipat between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi and occupied which all territories?
Delhi and Agra. Babur had to wage two other wars on one against Rana Sanga of Mewar and the other against the eastern Afghans before he could consolidate his hold on this area.
So before he could establish his empire, he had to wage two wars. One was with Rana Sanga of Mewar, underline Rana Sanga of Mewar, and the other was against Afghans.
the Battle of Malwa 1527 was fiercely fought between Babur and Nana Sangha's forces.
So here we have seen Rana Sangha of Mewar. So when was that? What was the name of the battle? Battle of Khanwa. And when was it? 1527.
Rana Sangha's forces were defeated. The Battle of Khanwa secured Babur's position in the Delhi Agra region.
After defeating Rana Sangha, he could make his kingdom secure. Means only Delhi and Agra were under his control. Now Rana Sangha was also defeated, so he could establish his kingdom in India.
In 1629, Babur met the combined forces of the Afghans and Nusrat Shah of Bengal at the Battle of Khagra near the junction of the Khagra River with the Gangas.
Battles. Okay. 1529, he had to face the combined forces of Afghans and Nusrat Shah. So both of them unitedly declared war on what is that? Babur. What was the name of that battle? Battle of Ghagra.
Babur crossed the river and completed the Bengal and the Afghan armies to retreat.
So he crossed the river Ganga and forced these combined forces, that is the Afghans of Bengal and Afghans and the Nusrat Shah of Bengal. Okay, then.
However, he could not win a decisive victory. He died in 1530 before he could stabilize the Mughal Empire.
So he conquered Delhi Agra. He could defeat the Rana Sangha of Mewar, but in the Battle of Khagra, he could not defeat the combined forces of Nusrat Shah and Afghans. So before that, he died in 1530. Okay. Now, in your syllabus, all the rulers you don't have to study. You have to learn about Babur. Babur we have already learned. Next ruler is Akbar. And the third one is Aurangzeb. About these three rulers you have to study. Okay. Now Akbar.
He was the greatest of the Mughal rulers of India. He was only 13 years old when he ascended the throne, guided by his tutor Bairam Khan.
See the story little bit. I will tell you. See, after the death of Babur, his son Humayun became the king. Humayun also had to face so many battles, but one of the battles was very much a difficult one. That is the Afghans under Sher Shah. So in that battle, that Sher Shah defeated him. So in your this one, this let me see. See, in this, Babur was succeeded by his 22-year-old son, Humayun, in 1530. Though he was an able commander, Humayun lacked the experience of his father because his father conquered and established a kingdom at Kabul. From Kabul, he came to India and defeated. So he was having experience, but Humayun was not having that experience. Humayun, this is why he was faced with the troubles from Afghan nobles, the Rajputs, and most of all from his brothers who were disloyal to him. We know that all of them, except Akbar, they have to face the revolt from brothers. Akbar was the only person did not face such kind of problems. Okay. Now, Sher Khan, the Afghan governor of the area covered by present-day Bihar, declared his independence from Humayun. Humayun was defeated by Sher Shah at the Battle of Chausa in 1539. In that book, it is not there, that is why I read. Okay. The final blow came with the Battle of Kannauj on 17th May 1540. Now, Humayun came to power in 1530. Immediately after that, he started facing problems from his own brothers, at the same time Afghans and Rajputs. So now one of the Afghan ruler who was the ruler of present-day Bihar and nearby areas, Sher Khan or Sher Shah, he declared his independence. And at the Battle of Chausa, he defeated Humayun. Okay. Now what happened? After that defeat, again he came and defeated Humayun in the Battle of Karaj. Once he defeated, again he came and defeated Humayun. So now he lost all his territories. He had to flee from India, run away from India. That is what happened. Humayun was defeated. He retreated to Agra. He had to take refuge in Lahore for a period of 15 years. Sher Khan ruled for 15 years and laid the foundation of Suri dynasty. So he drove Humayun out of the country and established the Suri dynasty. Sher Shah Suri. Then, however, in 1555, Humayun returned back. He escaped to Lahore. It is believed that he was in Persia. But whatever is given, so from there, he returned back after 15 years. 1540 he left and 1555 he returned. Now what happened? He captured Lahore and occupied Delhi and Agra. After his return, he defeated Lahore, Delhi, and Agra. However, his victory was short-lived, as he died tragically on 27 January 1556, after falling from the stairs of his life. So, an accidental fall caused his death. He returned back in 1555 and he conquered Delhi and Agra. At the same time, Lahore also occupied. Now, before establishing his kingdom, an accidental fall from the staircase, his library staircase, caused his death. He died in 1556. The history has it that Humayun was coming down from the staircase of this library with his arms full of books. He was a good reader. He himself was a writer. He was very much interested in all this writing, reading, and all. So he was carrying lot of books, and that with that he was climbing down. So he fell down with that lot. Okay. I was just thinking when this particular part is read, I was remembering about one incident. Okay. So this is when the Muezzin announced the Adhan, the call for prayer. I have told you this one minarets are there from where the call for the prayer is done. So Muslims used to do that. The prayer is very important, and they have to clean themselves and attend that prayer, wherever they are. So that is why when the call for the prayer heard, what happened? Humayun had a habit of kneeling down on hearing the call for her. So while kneeling down, his foot caught in his robe. Robe is that long cloth. Okay. And he tumbled down several steps. He died of severe injuries 3 days later. He was succeeded by his son, 13-year-old. Got it? When Akbar became the king, he was hardly 13 years. So he could not rule the country. So his guardian, Bayram Khan, used to work for him or administer for Akbar. Akbar was born in 1542 at Umarkot in Sindh, where Humayun had taken refuge after being defeated by Sher Shah at the Battle of Kannauj. After Humayun's death, Akbar became the emperor and he was only 13 years old. Bayram Khan, his mentor, took care of the administration till Akbar was 18. Bayram Khan had served both Humayun and Akbar faithfully. He was with Humayun when the latter conquered Kabul, Kandahar, and later on Punjab, Delhi, and Agra. Okay. So based on this, it will come or not, that your textbook. Do you have textbook with you? So both of you just read that Akbar's conquest. One part it will be you read. Page 1 to 3.
Conquest. Second Battle of Panipat, the major threat Akbar came from Akil Shah and Splendor Shah, the two nephews of Sher Shah, who tried to win back Delhi. Adil Shah, Able General Hemu occupied Delhi and Agra. Behram Khan and Akbar met on the historic battlefield of Panipat in November 1556, in which Hemu was defeated and shared the credit of winning the Second Battle of Panipat goes to the military expertise and experience of Abraham Khan.
Say, second battle of Panipat was in 1556. It was between Hemu and Akbar. Akbar's side, Bayram Khan was there. Isn't it? Who was the commander? Bayram Khan only, no? So that was one of the most important war that had taken place during the time of Akbar. But second battle of Panipat.
After the Battle of Panipat, Behram Khan virtually became the ruler of the country, 1556 to 60. In this position, he continued the work of conquest. He conquered Gwalior and Jaunpur, but failed in the case of Ranthambore. He was dismissed when Akbar was killed. In 1560 CE, he left India to perform the Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca.
So Bayram Khan had waged so many wars for Akbar. But when Akbar became 18 years old, he left India. He went back to that Persia to perform what
Hajj pilgrimage.
Hajj pilgrimage. Hajj pilgrimage is done by every Muslim visiting Mecca, holy place. So for Mecca, he left and That was the end of Behram's time. We don't have any clear evidence, but then he returned back home.
After defeating him, Akbar captured Gondwana, Gujarat, Kashmir, and Kabul. When Akbar built the Buland Darwaza or the Gate of Victory to commemorate his victory over Gujarat. It is the main entrance to the Jama Masjid in Fatehpur Sikri near Agra.
So, in order to commemorate the victory, he built Buland Darwaza. Okay. That is for remembering that victory. Then what happened? Another one also you have read something. He conquered Gujarat, Malwa, and Gondwana. So he conquered some places.
King Deccan Akbar as there in 1596. Later, Akbar's mother was also conquered by Mughal forces led by Mughal and Abdul Rahim Khan in Khan.
So what was the next battle? Whom Akbar faced in the next battle? What is the name? Mughal. Okay. It's not there, it is right.
Akbar died in 16th of May. By the time of his death, his empire extended from Assam in the east to Kabul and Kandahar in the northwest, extending up to Ahmednagar, Khandesh, and Berar in the Deccan.
So he had such a vast empire. Assam in the east and Kabul in the west. From the north, then Kashmir and south Ahmednagar, Bidar and Berar. No? Up to that much, such a vast empire Akbar was having.
Akbar did not believe in the use of military force to extend his authority. Rather, he preferred to establish friendly military and matrimonial alliances with his neighbors to build a vast empire. To ensure support of the Rajputan Sikhs, he followed a policy of religious tolerance and established a strong administrative system.
He did not believe in a very strong military to suppress everyone. He made 2-3 different ways to establish a strong country. One is through marriage alliances. He and his family married from different Rajput families, or the Rajput princes were appointed as important officers. You just imagine if they were appointed as important officers and if they are having marriage alliances with the royal family, will they revolt? So that is why he did not have such a capable army, but he used different methods to establish the powerful empire. One was through marriage alliances, another was to appoint that nobles and chiefs on higher positions.
The Rajput policy. Akbar recognized the strength of the Rajput. He was aware that he would not be able to create an empire without their help. In order to get them over, he followed a policy of reconciliation with them. Some of the steps taken were matrimonial alliances. Akbar entered into marriage alliances with the Rajput. He married Farkha by the daughter of Raja Harman of Amber in 1562. Other marriage alliance that he had were with the princes of Bakaner and Jaisalmer.
So one is that the Rajput policy, according to the Rajput policy, he entered into marriage alliances with the Rajputs. One is that Haraman, the ruler of Amber, married his younger daughter Harkabai to Akbar. So that is why through the marriage alliances, he just tried to make those people to the side. One example I'll tell you. If you feel that one of the person who's very fighting nature, बहुत मारामारी करता है, बहुत ऐसा गुंडागिरी करता है. So if you get an opportunity to make a friendship with that person, you always try to be with that person in order to avoid his beating or that fighting. Isn't it? That is why Akbar realized that they were so strong, so they should be kept along with Akbar by maintaining that marriage alliances. One such person was that Haramal, the ruler of Amber, was married to Akbar. So,
Princes of Bakaner and Jaisalmer.
So Akbar not only gave complete religious freedom to his wives who followed Hinduism, but also gave an honored place to their parents and relations in the nobility. Another interesting, he was a Muslim, but he allowed his wife, that is Hindu wife, to follow her religion. In Fatehpur Sikri, he made that kind of rooms and other facilities for his wives, so that they never revolt against. That is what the peculiarity of Akbar.
Offering high positions in administration, Akbar followed a policy of reconciliation of the Rajputs. The Rajputs and other Hindu rulers who accepted his suzerainty were offered high positions in the Mughal administration. The Raja Todar Bimal, Raja Birbal, Raja B. Harimal, and the grandson Man Singh were some of the Rajputs who held significant posts in Akbar's court.
So he gave this, what is that, Rajput princess high post. So first is that friendly relation they maintained, and another marriage alliances we have seen. And thirdly, he did that high posts were given to such people. So if they were given high posts, how will they revolt? That was the advantage of his policy.
Granting religious freedom, Akbar granted complete freedom to the Rajputs to follow their own religion. They could build temples and celebrate their festival. Besides this, Akbar gave his wives complete freedom to follow Hinduism and practice its ritual.
So by being a Hindu, his wife Harkabai was allowed to follow the religion of her choice. He did not compel this other guy to follow his religion or do anything according to his will. He allowed that people to continue their faith. Okay, so we'll see afterwards, but if you want, you just take the videos of those. You can share it also. You just say Akbar. Quran, where you want to say. Akbar the Great. See.
In January 1556, Shah Humayun of the Mughal Empire fell from the stairs of his library and injured himself. He died of those injuries a while later. With his death, the future of the Mughal Empire seemed dire. The empire had barely been in his control for 6 months. Before this, he had wrested it from the Afghan Suri dynasty after having spent some 15 years in exile. From the time of his father Babur's invasion of India in 1526, the empire had never truly seemed stable. There was always a rebellion, always a war. Now, after Humayun, his young son, Jalaluddin, was put on the throne, who could easily have become a puppet king, would eventually become the greatest ruler of India. This video was sponsored by Magellan TV. Magellan TV is a streaming service. It signs all sorts of shows, is a Qadima view on persecution. During help, he was persecuted. Great documentary about the series of high-tech telescopes that scientists put the channel in modern-day Pakistan. Jalaluddin Muhammad was born in 1542 in Sindh in modern-day Pakistan. His father, Humayun, had no realm to rule at the time and was going around India looking for allies. While he didn't find many allies, he did get help from the Safavids of Iran, who lent him an army if he converted to Shiism, which, at least on surface, he did. Humayun invaded India, reestablished the Mughal Empire, and 6 months later died in 1556, leaving the empire to his 13-year-old son, Jalal, who would be known to history as Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. Immediately, courtly powers started circling the boy king in the hopes of turning him into a puppet. One of those powers was Humayun's loyal general, Badam Khan. Badam Khan installed himself as the regent and led the army. However, his loyalty to the Mughal Empire ensured that he would do his best to help the empire. Sensing weakness, one general named Hamer raised his flags in rebellion and seized Delhi. Badam Khan led the army against him and defeated him in the Second Battle of Panipat. Badam Khan then defeated the remaining Suri claimants and secured Mughal borders. As the empire became stable, another powerful figure in the Mughal court emerged. This one was named Muhammad, Akbar's former wet nurse. She became Akbar's regent when he was at the court, while Badam Khan was his regent when he was on the battlefield. Muhammad promoted her son, Adam Khan, to high positions, but he, in 1562, assassinated one of Akbar's highest-ranking ministers. As a result, Akbar had him thrown from a palace balcony, immediately killing him. Grief-stricken Mahamanga herself died shortly after. Akbar commissioned a tomb built over both their graves out of guilt. Around the same time, Akbar dismissed Badam Khan, claiming he was old and should retire to Mecca. Later, he was assassinated either by Akbar or by the Afghans whom Badam Khan had defeated. Akbar married one of his widows and adopted his 4-year-old son. This son, Abdul Rahim Khan Khanan, would eventually become one of Akbar's most important ministers. Akbar now wrestled the control of his empire from the regions, and he was starting to become his own. Immediately, he began eyeing Gujarat.
Then you take that Taj Mahal or like. That work any of us.
Renowned worldwide for its beauty and symmetry, the Taj Mahal is the most famous landmark in India. Located near the city of Agra, the Taj Mahal attracts millions of visitors each year who come to see its beauty and remember the romantic story of its origins. The Taj Mahal, its name is Persian for crown of palaces, is an elaborate mausoleum, tomb. It was built more than 350 years ago by Emperor Shah Jahan of India as a memorial for his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who had died. Shah Jahan met his future wife when he was 15 years old, and she was 14, although they were not married until 5 years later in 1612. Their marriage was a happy one, as the two loved each other and were good friends as well. Shah Jahan gave his wife the title Mumtaz Mahal, which means chosen one of the palace, and together they had 14 children. It was while giving birth to her final child in 1631 that Mumtaz Mahal died. Shah Jahan was heartbroken and decided to build a memorial for his beloved wife in Agra on the banks of the Yamuna River. Construction of the Taj Mahal began in 1632. It was an immense project. More than 20,000 workers were involved, and materials were transported by more than 1,000 elephants. The style of the buildings was inspired by Persian, Islamic, and Indian architecture, and the tomb was finished with huge slabs of white marble and decorated with many precious and semi-precious stones. Elaborate patterns of tile and even poems written on the walls in careful calligraphy decorated nearly every surface. The tomb took about 12 years to build, but the work was not over yet. The tomb itself is only part of a much larger complex and is surrounded by elaborate gardens with pathways and pools of water that are positioned to catch beautiful reflections. There are also minarets, a mosque, and a gateway. Construction of the rest of the complex took an additional 10 years, meaning that the entire project took 22 years to build. The cost is estimated to have been 32 million Indian rupees, an equivalent of about 827 million US dollars today. It is said that Shah Jahan planned to build a second Taj Mahal across the river from the first, made completely of black marble, as his own tomb. But when his son overthrew him and rose to power, the plans were discarded. Whether this is true or not, it is probably true that Shah Jahan did not plan to be buried in the Taj Mahal with his wife, but that is where his son buried him when he died. A slightly larger tomb for Shah Jahan was added next to Mumtaz Mahal's, marking the only place in the tomb that the symmetry is broken. Shah Jahan and his queen are not actually buried in the tombs that are on display. Those are empty. Instead, their bodies are buried beneath the Taj Mahal. Through the centuries, the Taj Mahal has survived. It has been described as poetry in stone and a teardrop on the cheek of time, and has been designated a World Heritage Site for being the jewel of Muslim art in India and a universally admired masterpiece. Today, it is a symbol of India and one of the most famous landmarks in the world, as well as an enduring symbol of a love that was meant to last forever. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Taj Mahal today. Goodbye till next time.
Secret of the policy.
This one.
Next one. Secrets. We discussed.
इंडिया के शहर आगरा में मुगल एम्पायर के आर्किटेक्ट्स का एक ऐसा शाहकार मौजूद है जिसको आज पूरी दुनिया ताजमहल के नाम से जानती है। 42 एकड़ पर फैला दूर से ही चमकता हुआ ये मकबरा जहां अपने अंदर खूबसूरती के बागीचे सजाए हुए है, वहीं इसके ऊपर गम और उदासी के कई बादल अभी तक मंडरा रहे हैं। ज़ेड टीवी की वीडियोस में एक बार फिर से जहां अपने दौर की सबसे बड़ी और सबसे शानदार बिल्डिंग हुआ करती थी, वहीं आज इसको दुनिया का 7वां अजूबा भी माना जाता है। इस आलीशान स्ट्रक्चर को बनाने में 20,000 मजदूरों ने दिन रात खून पसीना बहाया, और वो भी 1 या 2 सालों तक नहीं बल्कि पूरे 22 सालों तक। अगर आज के दौर में इसकी कीमत का अंदाजा लगाया जाए तो संगमरमर का ये अनमोल मकबरा हैरत अंगेज तौर पे $1 बिलियन यानी 7,500 करोड़ रुपयों से भी ज्यादा महंगा है, क्योंकि इस बिल्डिंग में मुगल आर्किटेक्ट्स ने अपने हुनर की कई ऐसी निशानियां छोड़ी थी जिनकी दुनिया के टॉप इंजीनियर्स भी आज तक तारीफ करते हैं। इस बिल्डिंग को ऐसे डिजाइन किया गया कि जब मेन गेट के पीछे से इसको देखा जाता है तो ये काफी बड़ी लगती है, लेकिन जैसे ही मेन गेट की तरफ बढ़ा जाता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली इसका साइज छोटा होता जाता है। दिमाग को चकरा देने वाली ये कोई पहली ट्रिक नहीं थी जो मुगल आर्किटेक्ट्स ने इस्तेमाल की हो। इसके गिर्द चारों मीनारों को बिल्कुल सीधा खड़ा नहीं किया गया, बल्कि ये मीनार बाहर की तरफ थोड़ा झुके हुए हैं, क्योंकि अगर इनको सीधा खड़ा किया जाता तो दूर से देखने पर ये अंदर की तरफ झुके हुए लगते, जैसा कि इन मस्जिदों में आप देख सकते हैं। इन मीनारों को बाहर की तरफ झुकाने का एक और रीजन भी था, और वो ये था कि खतरनाक अर्थक्वेक की सूरत में अगर ये मीनार गिरे भी तो ये बाहर की तरफ गिरकर ताजमहल पर एक आंच भी ना आने दे। लेकिन आखिर माजरा क्या था कि इसको बनाने वाले किसी सूरत में इस पर एक खराश भी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते थे। ताजमहल के वो कौन कौन से राज थे जिनको 400 साल पहले छुपाने की कोशिश की गई थी, और जब उस दौर में कंक्रीट या स्टील ही नहीं हुआ करता था तो आखिर इस आलीशान मकबरे और इस पर मौजूद 40 मीटर ऊंचे डोम को कैसे बनाया गया, ये सब और इससे भी ज्यादा आप जान सकेंगे आज की इस स्पेशल वीडियो में। नाजरीन, ये मामला स्टार्ट हुआ था सन 1660 में, जब इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के इस खित्ते में मुगल एम्पायर का होल्ड हुआ करता था। इस दिन मुगल शहंशाह का सबसे छोटा बेटा शहाबुद्दीन मोहम्मद खुर्रम 15 साल का हो चुका था, और उसी की सेलिब्रेशन के लिए आगरा फोर्ट में एक आलीशान पार्टी रखी गई थी। खुर्रम मुगल शहंशाह को सबसे ज्यादा अजीज था, इसी वजह से इसके हर जन्मदिन पर इसको हीरे जवाहरात और सोने से तोला जाता था। यानी जितना वजन शहजादे खुर्रम का होता था उतना ही खजाना इसके नाम कर दिया जाता था। लेकिन इस जन्मदिन पर कुछ और भी खास होने वाला था। मुगल शहंशाह ने शहजादे खुर्रम की शादी अपने एक वकील की बेटी के साथ कर दी, जिसको मुमताज महल के नाम से जाना जाता है। मुमताज और खुर्रम को पहले दिन ही एक दूसरे से बेइंतहा मोहब्बत हो चुकी थी, और उस वक्त ये किसी को भी मालूम नहीं था कि इस मोहब्बत का बोलबाला हमेशा के लिए रहने वाला है। अगले 10 सालों तक शहजादे ने कई जंगें लड़ी और उनमें भरपूर कामयाबी भी हासिल की। इसी वजह से शहंशाह ने खुश होकर उनको शाहजहां के लक़ब से नवाजा, जिसका मतलब है दुनिया का बादशाह। शाहजहां की टोटल 6 बीवियां थीं जो आगरा फोर्ट के हरम में ही रहती थी। इन 6 में से शाहजहां सबसे ज्यादा मोहब्बत मुमताज से करते थे, और यही वजह थी कि उनका ज्यादातर वक्त मुमताज महल के साथ ही गुजरता था। वक्त तेजी से गुजरता जा रहा था, और 4 सालों के बाद यानी 1621 में मुगल शहंशाह अचानक चल बसे। शाहजहां जो पहले ही मुगल एम्पायर में खासा फेमस हो चुका था, और जो शहंशाह का चहेता बेटा भी था, 1628 में यानी बाप की मौत के 7 सालों बाद उसने शहंशाह की गद्दी संभाल ली। पूरी मुगलिया सल्तनत अपने नए शहंशाह से बेहद खुश नजर आती थी। ये वो पीरियड था जब मुगल एम्पायर अपने पूरे उरूज पर थी, यानी पूरे इंडिया पाकिस्तान के साथ साथ अफगानिस्तान के भी कई हिस्सों में मुगलिया सल्तनत का राज हुआ करता था। सारे फैसले शाहजहां खुद करता था, जबकि मुमताज महल पीछे रहकर शाहजहां को मशवरे दिया करती थी। लेकिन किसी को भी इस बात का इल्म नहीं था कि ये खुशियां अनकरीब मातम में बदलने वाली हैं। गद्दी संभाले अभी 1 ही साल गुजरा था कि एक बार फिर से मुगल एम्पायर को दुश्मनों का सामना करना पड़ा। अगले 2 साल जंग चलती रही, और शाहजहां को इस जंग में भी भरपूर कामयाबी नसीब हुई। लेकिन शाहजहां अभी इस कामयाबी का जश्न मनाते कि उनको एक अफसोसनाक खबर से आगाह किया गया। मुमताज महल, जो कि शाहजहां के 14वें बच्चे को जन्म दे रही थी, उसकी हालत बिगड़ गई, और 17 जून सन 1631 को वो ना चाहते हुए भी इस दुनिया से चल बसी। पूरी मुगलिया सल्तनत का जश्न देखते ही देखते मातम में बदल गया। ये खबर जो शाहजहां पर आग बनकर गिरी थी, उसने तो जैसे इनकी दुनिया ही खत्म कर डाली। शाहजहां की सबसे पहली मोहब्बत और उनकी सबसे अजीज बीवी मुमताज महल इस दुनिया से रुखसत हो चुकी थी। कहा जाता है कि इस गम की परछाई ने शाहजहां को काले अंधेरों में धकेल दिया था। अगले 8 दिनों तक उन्होंने कुछ नहीं खाया और अगले 2 सालों तक ना कोई मौसीकी सुनी और ना ही परफ्यूम लगाया। मुमताज महल ने मरने से पहले एक आखिरी ख्वाहिश की थी। वो चाहती थी कि उनकी कब्र दुनिया के सबसे खूबसूरत मकबरे में बनाई जाए। इस टास्क को और मुमताज महल की आखिरी ख्वाहिश को पूरा करने के लिए शाहजहां ने अपनी सारी दौलत और पूरी जिंदगी वक्फ करने का इरादा कर लिया। मुमताज के गुजरने के 6 माह बाद यानी 1632 में ही ताजमहल की कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम शुरू कर दिया गया।
उसकर के back.